The suit was filed in late 2019 on behalf of students and associations and advocates who were fighting the use of the SAT and the ACT for admissions to the UC system. The state of California and the UC system talked about diversity as an objective, but in fact it was one of the least diverse systems in the United States.
So the SAT and the ACT violate the 14th Amendment. Those constitutional rights require equal access to opportunities afforded by the government and by the state.
The SAT and the ACT have not been validated for students with disabilities. We don't actually know what the test is saying about that student.
Beyond that, the existence of high-priced test prep courses, which cater to kids from wealthy families, further advantage kids who already had advantages on the test.
Our students had strong reactions to the use of the SAT, ACT test, mainly because they didn't feel that the test fully represented them.
Well-grounded, stellar students, they have sort of a continuity of excellence, and that is embedded in their GPA score. The SAT, on the other hand, is a 6-hour snapshot as opposed to a 4-year record of excellence.
For someone like me who went to underserved schools, I didn't have access to SAT prep. While taking the test, I felt dehumanized. I questioned my intellect. I questioned whether I was ready for college or whether I belonged in college. Associates who had the money, they just knew that, yeah, I'm going to college, yes, I'm going to Berkeley because I can afford it.
What is really striking in this case is that the regents themselves admitted that the SAT and the ACT are racist, that they're correlated with wealth and privilege, and that they're unnecessary to UC admissions and unrelated to student preparedness.
I believe this test is a racist test. There's no two ways about it.
There's decades of data and research showing that SAT scores are mostly correlated to wealth and privilege.
We filed this lawsuit after we had sent a demand letter to the University of California urging them to drop their use of discriminatory SAT and ACT scores. And the response to that demand letter was, we are studying it, but frankly, they had been studying it for decades. And so we went ahead and we filed the lawsuit.
I get a call from Mark Rosenbaum, and then he's like, oh, we got the SAT removed. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And so that's when I found out earlier 2021 that the SAT had been removed.
You know, Kavika Smith is such an incredible individual, and I think an example of the type of leadership that we see and experience in communities like South LA. After the settlement, our students received the largest acceptance to UCs and Cal States.
We still have a long way to go when it comes to assuring equal educational opportunity for all students in California. This state and states all over the country that care about higher education can make it accessible, and the result will be a diverse and qualified class that lifts all of us.
I'm so proud of Kavika and the young people because they have changed the lives for young people in, you know, the coming years.
Education is the great equalizer, and that education is the greatest means by which we can make up for so many centuries of gross inequality.